Hello Sagittarius, and welcome to your July 2022 video. Now Sagittarius, on the 6th, the Sun joins Mercury, and this is happening in your 8th house. This is a lot where you are thinking about, hidden stuff, suppressed stuff, especially when it comes to you. What are your hidden fears? What is it that you are withholding? This is where we can really let go of those things and become more vulnerable in our intimate relationships, especially with the Sun joining Mercury there. It's highlighting this for you, your intimacy and your sense of intimacy with others, where you can be a bit more vulnerable. It's also a time where any secrets come to light. So, like if you have any secrets, right, and you don't want them to be known, they can come to light at this time. If someone's withholding something from you, it can come to light at this time. But it's the time where we have to deal with our hidden fears, our subconscious pain, the emotional ties within us that are holding us back from forming deeper bonds. The 8th house is a very powerful house. In the essence, it's where we transform ourselves. But how do we transform ourselves, right? Through pain. We go through something that we experience that isn't making us feel comfortable, and that's how we grow, because we change. We don't want to be in that situation anymore, so we move forward in a different way. The 8th house also has to do with our finances. What are your fears there? How can you basically invest your time, your energy, your money, your whole being into investing more so that you can receive more? This highlights money as well, also partners' money, right? You'll be looking at your partner's money. There's a partner that you're in a relationship and you'll have joint finances. You'll be looking at that as well. This is a great time to also be thinking about debt and money that needs to be paid. This is where all the fears come up too, especially. The 8th house is a powerful house. It's our fears, our pain, the things that we hide from others. It's where we become more vulnerable. Great time for intimacy and bonding, being more vulnerable and offering ourselves up on an intimate level, and we share our fears. That's the secrets that we would hold, and those are the secrets that others would hold as well. And it brings those darkest aspects of ourselves to light so that we can shed them and have deeper forms and bonds. It's what bonds us to other people. But the 8th house is so powerful because it deals with also our finances and money, and this is also about insurances, taxes, those kinds of things. You can receive payouts, or thinking about where do you want to invest in. On the 6th, we also have Mars joining Uranus in your 6th house, health. This is where you really need to pay attention to your health, mentally, emotionally, and physically. Mars here is good. It gives you action. Uranus though says that something unexpected can happen. So really make sure that you are mentally at peace, emotionally feeling at peace, and physically feeling at peace. It's great though for making and initiating changes when it comes to your routine. Any health habits that you want to now develop, and anything that you want to get rid of, like make a change to your habits, daily habits, is very good. It's also where we want to make change to our working lives. It's also where you might be feeling like you want to take action and be called to serve other people more. It's the house of service as well. So thinking along those lines. On the 13th, we have a full moon in your 2nd house. This is where you're releasing and letting go. A lot to do when it comes to your finances, and you need to watch your finances and money this month especially. What isn't working for you financially? What do you need to let go of that isn't, making you feel that you are, having enough finances or having what you truly deserve? 2nd house is like acknowledge your skills and talents. Let go of your fears that are stopping you from living in fear of expressing those things. So you'll be dealing a lot with your finances and having to deal with your own sense of self-worth. Because when we are talking about finances with the full moon, we have to release our sense of lack and how we don't believe in ourselves, because that stops us really from actually following through on the opportunities that are there in abundance for us. On the 18th, Venus moves into this 8th house, and this is great once again for being vulnerable and intimacy when it comes to connection, but it's also good for finances and investments. This is where payouts can happen. So what you've been investing on when it comes to your time, your energy. So when we're talking about investments, people always think investments like I put money into this. But you know what? In order to have that money, you need to work for it. You need to take action upon it. You need to have the energy for it to put it there, right? So what have you been working towards that will give you a payoff is what Venus is rewarding you here with. It's very good for that kind of energy. You'll be thinking about also investing your time and energy into what you're passionate about. It's great once again for intimacy and connection to others in a vulnerable sense. You know, the 8th house has to do with our vulnerability. It also has to do with physical intimacy too. So you could also be wanting to physically be intimate with someone too during that time. On the 20th, Mercury in the 9th house. And on the 23rd, the Sun in the 9th house. And on the 28th, new moon in the 9th house. Now the 9th house is your house. And this is the house of travel, adventure, humor, fun, new experiences. You're really embracing you here because this is your house. This is where you come most alive. This is where you have wisdom. This is where we see the opportunities and the adventures that we take. Great for planning trips. If you want to plan any long distance trips, if you want to make trips, if you want to meet someone different, foreign experiences are welcome during this time. So embrace life. And it's also about humor and having fun. Having fun in the 9th house. There's nothing like an adventure that can bring fun into our lives. And also with all the healing that you've been doing and the vulnerability that you've been facing during this month, this is a beautiful time by the 20th where Mercury moves into that 9th house, and the 23rd, the Sun moves in the new moon. There gives you this new sense of adventure and opportunity and wisdom. And let me travel. Let me do something different. Let me try a new experience. Let me awaken my senses through a new experience. Thank you so much for watching. Do like and subscribe. My website's linked down below, as well as a link for appreciation of these videos.